What's up, y'all? This is Rich from Kings at the Table podcast, and I'm here to talk about the Kings. Um, we started 0-5, and Kings fans were panicking, um, especially that game against the Hornets at home. It was embarrassing. I mean, you were hearing chants from like "Fire Luke." These free agent signings are horrible. It was bad, man. We're at home game against the Hornets. We're already 0-4, and we just couldn't buy a bucket, man. It was sad. It was embarrassing. You could hear boos throughout the whole arena. The thing that did bother me at the time was Luke didn't stand up once through the whole game, and I was just like, man, what's going on with this guy? Like, we're losing 0-4, about to be 0-5 at home against the Hornets, and this guy hasn't done anything. He's just sitting back watching the game. So I was questioning a little bit, even though I did from the beginning of the season say, let's give it 10 games to see if this guy can somehow get the team going. So I said 10 games, and we eventually went 4-6, like starting to see a glimpse of what we can be and the identity of our team and kind of how Luke, what direction he wants to go. Let's not forget this is without Bagley. Most of the games, almost it was just the one game that he played with the Suns, but got hurt because his thumb broke. And that last game of the 10, which was against the Blazers, Fox was out. So, I mean, 4-6 isn't that bad for having our two of the three best Kings players out. So the next three games we had the Lakers, which they're on top of the West, and we played really good. We played defense. We held them down. Let's not forget, without Bagley, without Fox, and Bogdan showed he can be a leader. I mean, we seen it over there overseas in Serbia. He leads the team. It's a one-man show almost, but here he took control. We went down to the last shot, which was a no call on Davis against Barnes. We were down by 2. Barnes drove in. You could clearly see that Davis hit his hand, and them LA refs, they seem to never call our calls. So I mean, we played really good that game, even though I had a feeling we were gonna lose regardless. It is the Lakers and LeBron, Davis. They got a hell of a team over there. And the next game was the Celtics, which they're the top of the East. And I mean, we beat them here in Sacramento, a home game. And you know what really won the game was our defense. We stopped them on almost every play. That it was rotation defense. The ball was moving on offense. That was really nice. And Buddy went off, man. He had 35 points. Buddy buckets. He was looking nice, man. He showed that he deserved to get paid. So those two games were the two top teams in the NBA. One in the East, one in the West. We split those games, could have maybe won both. And again, let's not forget, without Fox and Bagley. Then we got the Suns, which they caught the league by surprise. They started off hot. Their record is 7-5 going into the game. And they're not a pushover team. Monte Williams has them playing pretty good. But I'm going to keep saying this. I think they just caught the league by surprise. I don't think they're as good as people think. They're good, but they're not going to be a playoff team. I don't think they're going to be a top 10 team. They're going to eventually start falling. And, so I don't really think they're going to be as good as people think. But that game, we had to not overlook them or get caught by surprise. We had to go in there and play our game. And we did. It's just the identity that Luke Walton is forming. Defense and shooting threes. We stop the ball and we live and die by the three. I mean, some games we miss hella threes and we go down, but we know we can come back easily. And that's what I like about this new Kings that we're forming. New team, new era. Bogdan went for 31 points that game, which was a career high. And then Corey Joseph had 14 assists, his career high. And that's a guy that's not really getting props, man. People are worried about his points and his defense is what's keeping us closer than what we think. He's stopping the ball, and that's why we signed him. It's his defense, his leadership, and as you can see, 14 assists. He knows how to move the ball around. He's a pro veteran. He knows about the ups and downs. He just goes out there and plays his game. So with all that being said, there's a huge upside to be a Kings fan. I think we do for sure have an identity now. Hats off to Luke Walton. He's doing his thing. So we're going to go on this road trip, 4-game road trip, going to Brooklyn, Washington, I think it's Boston, then Philly. They're saying that Bagley won't be playing any of those games. He'll get reevaluated once we come back. So if we could somehow split those 2 games, or those 4 games, 2-2, maybe the first 2, Brooklyn and Washington, I think we could win those 2. And if maybe somehow we could split either Boston or Philly and go 3-1, that would be huge for us. I think we just match up better with Boston than we do with Philly, but I don't see us winning 2 games in a row against Philly. We beat them here in Sacramento. They're going to want their revenge once we go back to Boston. But I'm not going to count that game out automatically. I think we can hang in there with Boston. So hopefully we go 3-1, and from there we'll go back at it, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is Rich, Kings at the Table.